The cry of dusk high in the towering oaks of the black pines, two hunters, Ethan and Marcus, perched silently, their eyes scanning the dense forest floor for any sign of wild boar. The night was bitterly cold, a wind slicing sharply through the branches, and the forest was unusually quiet, as if holding its breath. For hours they waited, boughs taut, muscles coiled, every sense alert. Every rustle, every whisper of leaves made their hearts race. Marcus shifted slightly, his fingers brushing the cold wood of the branch. "Ethan, it feels different tonight," he whispered. Ethan nodded slowly, eyes fixed on the darkness below. "There's something in the air, something watching us." The forest seemed to stretch endlessly, shadows twisting under the pale moonlight. Every tree looked alive, every branch a potential threat. Suddenly, a soft sound reached them, faint footsteps through the undergrowth. Ethan signaled Marcus to remain perfectly still. A figure emerged from the shadows, moving in an almost floating rhythm. It was a woman, dressed entirely in white, long hair hiding her face. Her sobs broke the silence of the night, echoing through the trees, a chilling sound that made the hunter's blood run cold. "She's crying. Why is she crying?" Marcus whispered, voice trembling. Ethan shook his head, feeling an unexplainable dread. They decided to descend, slowly lowering themselves to the forest floor, branches creaking under their weight, leaves rustling ominously. The woman's sobs grew louder, almost mournful, but there was something unnatural in them. Each cry seemed to wrap around them, pulling at their hearts with icy fingers. Almost at the ground, the woman stopped crying abruptly. Then, with a sudden piercing sound, she began to laugh. The laughter sliced through the night like a blade. Ethan and Marcus froze, realizing too late that it was a trap. The sound twisted and echoed, bouncing off every tree around them. The hunters dropped to the forest floor and ran blindly. The woman followed, her white dress glowing in the moonlight, crying and laughing at the same time, a horrifying symphony of madness. They ran faster than ever, branches scratching their faces, roots tripping them, but the forest seemed to stretch endlessly before them. The wind carried her cries, mixing sorrow and insanity, chilling their bones and making the night feel alive. Every step became more desperate. Ethan's lungs burned. Marcus's hands were raw from gripping his crossbow. They stumbled over moss-covered roots, fell into shallow streams, but each time they forced themselves up, driven by raw fear. The trees seemed to close in, bending unnaturally, forming corridors that led nowhere. Shadows danced around them, playing tricks on their eyes. At one point, Marcus thought he saw her reach for him. He ducked instinctively, and the laughter echoed from behind, closer than before. The night dragged on, twisted and endless. Time lost all meaning. Fear became their only guide. Finally, just when exhaustion threatened to overwhelm them, faint lights appeared in the distance, the edge of the town. They burst onto the streets, panting, trembling, and recounted the terrifying chase to the townsfolk. Whispers and murmurs spread quickly. Faces went pale, doors were locked, and the forest gained a dark new name: the Cry of Dusk. The story spread like wildfire, every child warned to stay away, and hunters avoided the woods, terrified of the woman's cruel laughter. Ethan and Marcus never returned, but at night they could still hear her cries drifting on the wind, haunting them. The forest stood silently, eternal and watchful, its secrets guarded by the pale figure who would not rest. No one knew where she came from, or why she lingered, but all agreed. To enter the forest after sunset was to court madness. Even travelers who passed nearby whispered warnings, tales of sorrow, terror, and a woman who laughed while she cried. The legend of the hunters grew, a chilling reminder of the night when fear itself seemed alive. And in the cold, dark woods, she waits still, laughing and crying, forever chasing those who dare step into the forest of the black pines.